Hey, what's up? This is January the 13th, 2026. Channel is Death is Not a Death Sentence. Coming to you, with some encouraging words, some motivational words, hopefully it can help somebody. This is literally dear to my heart. I believe somebody needs to hear this. Always, stay prayed up, know that Jesus got you and know that, you can get through anything, but you have to have Christ. And anyways, I just want to talk about this because, like I said before, this is dear to my heart. And so basically, if you're with an addict, you really need to just leave. And when I say that is because the person who you were with before they became an addict, that's not the same person who um who you met. They became more manipulative. They became lying, just lying and they'll even go with the waterworks. They'll cry. They'll put everything on their mom, their grandma, kids, whatever they can do to, to try to manipulate your mind. And you have to understand the reason why I say leave is because you have to leave to protect your own peace. It's almost like a grieving process. But even though they're still here in the living, but it's just like the person who you remember, that's not the same person anymore. And they will keep using you and making up all these excuses and making up all these lies, because they know how to get to your heart, right? They know good-hearted people. They could see us coming from a mile away. And that's a lot of times, it doesn't matter if you're the husband, the wife, or if that's your child, or that's your mom, or that's your child or whatever. It doesn't really matter because they are master of manipulation, and you have to cut them off. And yes, it hurts because you can't help them, but you have to understand, by you enabling them, you're hurting them. You don't want to enable someone to death, right? So you have to be strong enough for you and them to walk away. You have to walk away for behavior to change, because people will turn around and do the things that they do and manipulate and everything like that, because they know you're going to break and they know you're going to be there. When they want to get to crying and yelling and screaming and putting it on their grandma, their mama, their kids, and all this other stuff, don't believe the hype. It is just such game. They want to talk about, oh, you did this to me, and what about what you did, and I could have had this. Basically, they don't take no accountability. They don't take no responsibility or anything that they've done to anybody else. And if you think that you are like, a person that can save them, you're totally mistaken. You're not. You're just another tool that they can use. And I can tell you that it does hurt by walking away. It does hurt. I mean, we are human, right? And when we love someone, we genuinely love them, when we really truly love. And I just feel like, only person that can save them is Christ. Only person that can save them is Christ and themselves. And if they're not willing to do what's needed to be done, then you have to walk away. And sad to say, there's some people out there that will choose the drug over you. They may not never come back because they don't want to change. Have you ever seen, like, sometimes if you ever been in a relationship and a person that was on drugs or an addict or whatever, whatnot, have you seen they choose whatever addiction that they were dealing with, and that they won't come your way because they know that they ain't gonna call you. They're not gonna come your way. So you think that they never loved you. You think that they never cared. That's not the case. That's not the truth. It's just that you had an awakening and you woke up and you're not dealing with none of the nonsense no more. You're not listening to none of the games, the drama. You're not listening to anything. So, and that's the reason why they're not calling. That's the reason why they're not coming around you, because they can't play games with you. So don't think that they just don't love you. The people who they are, that's in their addiction, they're not the person you fell in love with. That's not them. That's not them. So stop trying to always think that, oh my gosh, you remember the good times and how you guys laughed and had a good time in other places. And, way before the addiction came, that person is not anymore. That person is gone. Not until they get help. And a lot of times we enable people so it stops their growth. So why would you get better? Like, if they're going to get everything that they need anyway. So I say, like, the best thing you could do with an addict is just leave. No contact. State your boundaries and what you want from them and what you want them to do. And then if they cannot do it, then just walk away. Simple as that. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's probably sirens going on. I don't know what happened. But anyway, but I just want to, hopefully this reaches somebody, and you can walk away and you can feel like, okay, well, everything is good, everything is great, but at the same time, it's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be. So I'm not really sure. So hopefully this can help someone, and hopefully um, just walk away and just leave and don't come back. I don't care if they say I'm in rehab. Okay, well, they go to rehab, that's fine, that's dandy, but give them a chance to get better, because there's some people that go to rehab 6 or 7, 20 times. Give yourself a chance to get to know if they're telling the truth. Even if you do go back, wait like 6 months to a year. See if they're going to pick themselves up, without no help from you. you know I think you owe it yourself that much, right? To protect your heart and to leave them where they are so they could pick themselves up. Anyway, guys, this is death. um this is death. I got frame with loss. That really triggered me deep. So I'm sorry, guys, but this is death without a death sentence, and I just really want somebody just to really hear this. And God bless everyone, and Jesus love everyone, and please just keep prayed up. And like I said, if you with an addict, just leave. All right, God bless everyone. Goodbye. Jesus love you. Bye.